evening, everybody, and welcome to So Many Screens, episode 13, Emmys post-show edition. I'm your host, J.R. Hickey, coming to you from Palm Springs, California. And joining me on the other side of the country, she's ready for bed. She's been live tweeting the last 3 hours. Tap Hat, how are you doing tonight?
I'm here. I'm a little sleepy. It's past my bedtime, but I do
You're a
it for the
trooper.
fans.
Yeah, you do it for the brand, more importantly. More importantly
True.
than that, you do it for the brand.
I do.
So we just got done watching the 72nd annual Emmy Awards on ABC, hosted virtually by Jimmy Kimmel. It was about 3 hours on the dot, which I actually appreciated, given how crazy and long some of these shows can go. But before we dive into some of the categories and some of the winners, what was your impression? Did you enjoy it? Like, it felt different, obviously, but give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it went much better than I was expecting it to. I was expecting a lot more snafus with like the whole virtual thing, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Couple people were pixelated. Clearly, anyone that was like in another country, you could tell by this time. One guy's like, I'm in London. Other guy's in a hotel room. Like, every once in a while, you'd see some pixelated stuff. But yeah, nothing really jumped out at me. There was no like gags like we talked about in last week's preview. There was no like nominee like doing a thing, doing a bit. And it must just be because of COVID, right? Like, no one wants to be funny. Like,
yeah, I mean, did you see the tweet Rami put out of like the guy in the hazmat suit walking by? I think that was like as big of a gag as there was going to be, but that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. I mean, obviously he's the best. Check out Rami. I say it every single episode. It's an incredible show. I'm bummed he didn't win, but well, let's talk about it a little bit. We'll keep this short. Okay. I know you have a bedtime to get to. Here's something I did want to point out that I really enjoyed before we dive in. So usually with these award shows, they do two categories off the bat that are really interesting. It's usually Best Supporting Actress and Best Supporting Actor, either for a drama or comedy. So it kind of draws you in and you're like, oh, cool, I got to stick around. Maybe you watch the opening monologue and then you go, I got to stay through this first commercial break for Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress. And then it's like 2.5 hours of garbage isn't the right word, but it's like these categories that aren't as sexy. It's like Best Sound Editing, Best Writing, Best Directing of a single episode. What they did with this Emmys, which I really liked, was they simply split it down the middle. They did all the comedy first and all the drama last, which I thought was nice. They literally like awarded Best Comedy, which went to Schitts Creek, which we'll talk about. They awarded that like in the first hour of the show. That's usually one of the last, if not the second to last category at the Emmys. I really liked that mix of it. Kind of kept it engaging throughout. Yeah,
I like that too. Yeah, it was like it made it easier to keep track of like what they covered already.
And it made it like you'd have like kind of a dull category or two, but then you'd be like, oh, and coming up, it's Best lead actress in a comedy, which you're like, oh, cool. Like, let's see who wins this. So I went through my answers from last week's preview episode, and we answered 17 categories. Did you count up how many you got right?
Oh, I didn't count. I kept track.
Okay.
Let me count really quick.
All right. You count while I talked about myself and how well I did. It's literally counting out loud.
Okay. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I got 9, so 9? Not great.
9 out of 17. That's it's 50%.
True.
I did 11 out of 17, which I'm very happy about. 65%. I just had to do the quick math on my calculator. Like I said, like we said in last week's episode, it always turns out halfway through the show, you're like, oh, so and so is the favorite for this category. For comedy, it was Schitts Creek. They all won, from writing to outstanding supporting actress to outstanding lead actress. Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Dan Levy. Like, I don't know. I maybe I misjudged it. Maybe it's just a critical darling. All I know is I should probably give the show another shot.
Yeah, I know. It's making me want to watch it because it's clearly favorited, and like everyone on Twitter was going crazy every time they won something. Yeah. So maybe I will watch it. I mean, I don't know. Clearly has a lot of hype.
It's in its last season, so it's doing its victory lap right now. It won't be back next year to like pick up all the awards. So this might be the Television Academy just going, you guys have been killing it for 6 seasons. Here's the awards. Put them on the mantle. So I wouldn't say I was disappointed that Schitts Creek won, but once I saw that Schitts Creek was winning, I was like, okay, here's how this goes. It was like the past 2 years when Marvelous Mrs. Maisel just cleaned up all the comedy categories. Any surprises to you in the Emmys? Like any winner like really make you go, whoa, I can't believe so and so won?
Yes. Wait, hold on. This one had me surprised. Sorry, I'm finding the exact.
You're fine.
Title. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama went to Mark Duplass as Charlie Black on The Morning Show, and no one from Succession.
Wait, no, we didn't go to Mark Duplass and went to Billy Crudup in the morning from The Morning Show, right? Am I doing crazy?
No, you're right. Sorry. It was someone from The Morning Show. Oops, sorry.
No,
But for 3 people nominated from the same show, I was very surprised that they didn't win.
Yeah, I liked Billy Crudup as an actor. He's got kind of this creepy greaseball handsomeness to him. Like, if you see him in a film or TV show and he's like the leading man, you know that like he's up to no good. He's got that look to him. That's what Hollywood does. He's never like a clean cut like Joe Schmo that lives down the street. He's always kind of a slick, got some other shit going on type character. He didn't blow me away in The Morning Show. I also thought The Morning Show was passable, given the budget, given the star wattage behind it. I was always like, this should be better, in my opinion. It was a little soapy to me, but he's good in it. I don't think he's better, though, than Kieran Culkin, Cousin Greg, or even the actor who plays Tom Wamsgard. Like, you know, we're big Succession. It's a big Succession hive here. And
clearly.
But let's be honest, like Succession, they took home the bid prize. They won Outstanding Drama Series. They came through after a second season that elevated its plot, elevated its actors, its writers. Just the entire show was better in season 2. And I think the Academy really recognized that. So I liked seeing that. How about me calling Zendaya, by the way? I was like, I think it's not Zendaya. Yes. She's kind of like this. She's the new it girl in Hollywood. I mean, I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but that's exactly what I'm doing right now is I'm patting myself on the back.
Yeah, that one surprised me. But you did call it, so I should have listened.
You didn't have to listen. That's okay. I liked seeing how supportive her family was, how excited and nervous she was as like Jennifer Aniston, Laura Linney, and Olivia. And they're like, wow, I've won this 3-4 times already. I don't really care. It's just it was nice to get some like young blood in the category. Give it to the young kid, you know.
Yeah, that was exciting. That was cute.
What was the highlight for you? I think I know what it was, but I want to ask, what was your favorite winner of
obviously Jeremy Strong for Kendall Roy.
Yeah. He had some tough competition.
He did. I don't know how I feel about his outfit. He had kind of like a weird long bow tie thing going on, but yeah.
Like an unstructured bow tie that was kind of like, yeah,
but he just looked like very like coy and bashful about winning, which was cute.
He was fighting bad tears. I think he gave a kiss to his wife off screen, wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure, but like it was very nice. And I currently have someone staying with us, my first wife and I, and a friend of ours, and she and my first wife were like, oh, that's really sweet. Like that was a nice moment. And you know, when those types of authentic moments come through, when they're not rehearsed, I liked it.
Yeah.
We also let's talk about Mark Ruffalo. I mean,
oh yes,
this has been your boy from day one. He won Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series for his portrayal of Dominic and Thomas Birdsey on I Know This Much Is True. Gave a really impassioned, insightful speech about doing your part, which was great to see. And his wife, whose name is Sunshine, by the way, after some Googling. Mark Ruffalo's wife is named Sunshine. His wife's like rooting him on. I really liked it. He's an actor, you know, but he's a great actor.
Yeah, that was a good win. I was going to be so upset if he didn't win. So, yeah, that one was a great one. I totally forgot about that already. That was good. He gave a nice shout out to upstate New York. So, well done.
That's all I need to do to get on Tap Pat's good side. And I apologize. His wife's name isn't Sunshine. It's Sunrise. I got that one wrong.
Oh, very close, though.
It's an important distinction that I have to make. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it wasn't something I was like enthralled with. I wasn't like, man, they knocked this out of the park. But they, they did the best with what they could. The Emmys. They jammed a little too much Tia product placement in there for me. There was every new segment, every new category was brought to you by Tia. But I guess in COVID times, like you need any sponsorship money you can get. Like companies aren't doing very well.
No, that was a lot. Also, I tweeted briefly about it, but I was like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like in bad taste to be like, messing around with fire in California at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just obviously like a stupid joke about sanitizing the envelope, but, it made me worried for a second because they couldn't put out the fire.
So I know a lot of stand-up comedians who have been in award show writers' rooms. And I was thinking to myself, is this something that like Cat Bat could potentially be great at? Like you sit in a room, you eat garbage for a week straight, and then you just write jokes based upon all of the potential outcomes of the award show. So that way, when Zendaya wins Best Lead Actress in a Drama, on the teleprompter, one of the 500 jokes that the writing staff came up with for Zendaya winning pops up, and Jimmy Kimmel says whatever he said. He was like, she's younger than Baby Yoda or whatever it was. Like that came from a stack of a bunch of comedians and writers in a room writing like 50 Zendaya jokes and then picking their favorite one. Is that something that like you'd want to do?
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't want to do that? That'd be a fun ass job. I wish.
It's not as good.
I was gonna say that it probably is a lot of long hours.
Oh yeah.
So we know I go to bed early.
as is evident by right now. That's part of my day job is I write advertising, and so I write campaign slogans and tags. That's the first thing I do, and I have to write hundreds of those. So it's very much like you have to switch your brain into this weird mode where you're just spitting out like jokes and tags and like catchy little things. I wish it translated to tweeting though. I don't think it ever will.
No, that'd be fun though. That's like that is like a dream job. That'd be awesome. But one day, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going over some of the misses for me. Didn't see Julie Gardner winning again for Ruth Langmore on Ozark. She won it last year. I assumed her moment had passed, but she was great this past season. She, fell in love with Laura Linney's Laura Linney's brother. She, got her ass kicked by that meathead. She had a nice dramatic arc. Did you notice what her husband was wearing?
Yeah, kimono.
Yeah, and she's literally in like full award show regalia, and her husband's just chilling in a kimono next to him. He's probably drinking a kombucha. He's probably got the glass like right off screen. Like, what type of? I'm not saying he's an asshole, but what type of husband is like, no, I'm wearing my kimono, and what is she doing letting him do that?
I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, I mean, it didn't like jump out at me at first. I didn't even notice until you tweeted about it that he was wearing a kimono. But yeah, I mean, if I were nominated, I would want my significant other to be wearing like a tux or a suit, something appropriate.
Yep. I thought maybe you and I should have dressed up for this, but I knew you would have probably fucking killed me if I asked you to do that.
I know, I'm wearing like the rattiest t-shirt right now, and I was just wearing my big pink fluffy robe that's currently like
that you're holding, apparently.
Well, it's on my lap.
For everyone watching on YouTube, yeah, Cat Pat's holding a pink robe from Bed Bath & Beyond, most likely. Victoria's Secret. Gotcha. Anything else? I don't want to take up too much more time, but Regina King won like that. We definitely saw it coming. Watchmen was dominating all the limited series categories as predicted.
There was one other thing I was going to point out, and now, I was expecting there to be some sort of like joke someone was going to make about how they were like dressed up from the top half up and like bottom half sweats and stuff. None of that. Everyone was actually very dressed up, so that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, and a good underwear joke with like Zoom calls and shit is like very topical. I would have bet this month's rent on like one of those comedic actors like standing up and being like, "I'm in boxers," and everyone, being, and then like Vulture tweeting about it 100 times, and
yeah. I also did like at the beginning too when they showed like the panorama of like all of the nominees. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool moment. It's got a feel, and I feel most for our boy Paul Mescal, aka Connell from Normal People. I feel the worst for him because he had this moment where the show came out March, April, took the world by storm. It was all anyone talked about, and then he gets nominated for an Emmy, and then he gets to go. And then the Emmys happen, and he doesn't win, but he didn't get to do his victory lap. He didn't get to like appear on a bunch of talk shows. He didn't get to like hype up the show in any way. He didn't get to actually fucking go to the Emmys and bring like his adorable Irish mother or something. Like he just had to do it all like from his house. And it just, I rarely feel bad for famous actors and actors. Did I say that right? Actresses and actors?
Actors and actresses.
Actors and actresses. Thank you. Not as late for me, but I have been drinking by the pool and taking care of a puppy for the last 7 days. But I just feel bad. Like, this was his moment, and it kind of passed him by under this like whole COVID thing. And I think the last thing I'll point out that like, I don't know if it just bothered me because I'm a cranky old man, but every single time they showed like a group of people celebrating that they won, someone would turn to the camera and be like, "We all got tested. Don't worry, everyone. We've been tested." And it was like, nobody's getting mad at you for like kissing your wife that you just won like the greatest achievement in your profession. Nobody's like immediately dialing like, I don't know who you would tattle on, but like, dialing up like the
CDC.
There it is. Thank you. Like the CDC and being like, so-and-so kissed their husband and then they all hugged, and I'm very uncomfortable with it. It bothers me that we've come to that point is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the Corona police, the mask police. Obviously that's been like a whole thing for a while. So they're probably just like scared of getting canceled, to be honest. So
fair enough.
But I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, there were some like pretty big groups, but a lot of people were also related. So
true.
I mean, they were being much safer than if they were in an actual award show audience.
I think in this fantasy scenario where John Hickey is nominated for an Emmy, I think a lot of my family members and friends would probably forego social distancing to want to be there. I would hope. I who knows though? Like it's everyone's own, decision. I'm not trying to force anybody, but what I'm saying is when I get nominated, Cat Pat, will you be there?
Yes, I will be there. I will fly to California.
Perfect. And then just never leave because you've always wanted to visit.
True. Yeah. I feel like you just made a point before that, and now it's blanking.
Sorry, I'm rambling too. What was I talking about?
It's okay. Now I can't remember.
I was talking about the mask thing, and before that, I was talking about.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say Paul Mescal was like robbed of.
But I mean, robbed by Mark Ruffalo, like who deserved it.
Oh, I mean, like he was just robbed in general of not having his like, I don't know, rise in Hollywood.
Exactly, his like moment in the sun. I hope his career continues along the arc that it should. I hope to see him as a lead in something, some sort of Hollywood movie in the near future, because this ever-shifting media landscape is like tough. If you have a good moment at the wrong time, that moment can be lost forever. So I hope the best for Paul Mescal. Paul, if you're listening, we got your back.
Yes, we do.
I don't know. Should we call it a wrap on our Emmys post show pod? I mean, this is just a quick check-in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else really. Did we cover Schitts Creek just sweeping everything?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. There's, people love the show. I don't have what would you say?
We did talk about it.
Yeah,
yes.
You're tired, Kate. It's okay.
I know it's bad. I haven't been sleeping well the last few nights. So I'm just out of it.
Well, get some sleep. You have a big week ahead of you. It's a school night. Anything to plug? We'll just plug ourselves.
Yeah, follow at So Many Screens across the board. Rate, review, subscribe, and follow me at The Real Cap Hat.
Follow me at JR Will Do It and direct any shitty comments you have to me exclusively, please. And thank you. Kate, we are going to bed. You have a great rest of your week. And all the listeners, we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.